Good morning to one and all. Welcome to my session, all my students. I am Dr. Lieutenant Kalyana Chakravarti, Senior Lecturer in English. Today, we are going to learn a very interesting topic of combination, which becomes a essential part of life skills. Life is full of dash. How do you feel that? Present life is full of dash. Joy, sorrow, worries, or problems? Yes, okay. There are problems in life. And anyone here sitting watching this video does not have any problem? Is there a problem in your life or not? Are you in a position to solve your problems? Are you in a position to solve your problems? Okay, we'll try to get into the topic as it is. Yes, problem. What is a problem? A problem is a difficult situation in our lives. We may face it boldly or evade it to pretend that there is no problem at all. Do you agree? But as long as we are alive, we will face problems in every walk of life. I too agree with this, be it a small one or a big one. We may be able to wink at some problems, but there are certain problems in our life which we cannot avoid facing. We can avoid some problems sometimes, but not all problems all the time. But once we are ready to face problems, they excite and challenge us and bring out the best in us. We can become better persons after solving each problem. Life is full of problems. Should we face problems when there is a problem or run away from it? Only those who are ready to face the problems alone can become achievers. Do you want to become achievers or not? Yes, you all want to become achievers. So, let's move to the next point of the topic, that is, when there is a problem, how to solve it? Or shall we put this way? Solving a problem or problem solving. What is problem solving? Problem solving involves using problem solving involves using available information Let me repeat. Problem solving involves using available information to identify and design solutions to the problems. A problem is a task, activity, or situation for which a solution is not immediately identified, known, or obtainable. Solving a problem, therefore, is the process of identifying a solution that resolves the initial perplexity or difficulty. Let me put it in the simpler terms. The problem that we have. Do we have problems? Yes, there are many problems. And when you sit for solving it, is it a simple way to solve it? Is it easy to solve it? No. Some problems have complex nature that they can not easily be solved. The initial perplexity or difficulty that it has makes us feel worried about that problem cannot be solved. Like problem and solution, very simple. Does any lock manufacturer makes only locks without keys? If he makes only locks without keys, do people buy it? No. In the same way, when there is a problem, do you think there will be a problem without a solution? I don't think so. All that you have to do is to identify the solution. If you can identify the solution, your problem is solved. Now, let's see how to solve a problem. I'm sure you all face different number of problems. Some of the problems that we had, we ourselves solved it. Some problems we took someone else's help. Some problems we could not solve. They are still with us. So, such problems. How to solve a problem? In order to solve a problem, Dale Carnegie, in his book How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, he shares this beautiful way to solve problems. He shares the story of Leon Shimkin, a busy publisher who devised a four-question approach to solve problems. Shimkin found that using four questions each time he faced a problem and asking his employees to do the same with their issues reduced the amount of daily time and anxiety he had to invest in problem solving while producing better quality solutions. He gave four questions in order to solve a problem. Do you think these questions will also help us in solving a problem? Like, for example, question 1: what is the problem? Question 2: what are the causes of the problem? Question 3: what are the possible solutions? Question 4: what is the best possible solution? Now, let me repeat the questions. What is the problem? Question 2: what are the causes of the problem? Question 3: what are the possible solutions? And finally, fourth question: what is the best possible solution? Now, every time you have a problem, if you ask yourself these questions, then definitely you can solve most of your problems. If you have this approach, that is to identify what the problem is, what are the reasons for the problem is, and how it can be solved, solutions, and out of solution which is the best. If you start answering all these questions, you would definitely get solution. Now, I would like to reiterate certain same points in a detailed manner in order to solve a problem. First, accurately identify and clearly state the problem. You should know exactly, by identifying the problem accurately and clearly. You should know and state it. This is my problem, for example. If you don't know how to state your own problem, then it becomes a big problem. Forget about that problem, but if you cannot define your own problem, that's a big problem. So you have to state clearly. Then make a comprehensive list of contributing factors. What are the factors which contribute to that problem? Then analyze them. Prioritize them from most likely contributors to least. In the sense, prioritize the most important point which contributes to that problem and in the descending order the least. Finding possible solutions by addressing each cause. For example, there are 10 causes or reasons for the problem. Finding possible solutions to all the 10 problems, but prioritize which needs more attention, that should be attended first. Encouraging brainstorming and creative thinking. Problems cannot be solved that way. It's not like drinking water that easy. No. You have to brainstorm, think creatively, then you get better solutions. Reach a solution, make a plan, assign tasks, and take action. Let me repeat: reach a solution, then make a plan, then assign tasks to different people who can help you, and take action. Then finally, you take necessary action in order to achieve your goal of solving the problem. Otherwise, you end up having another problem. Then we'll go for next important point. But before that, let me just put some points. Every individual has his own problem, and every problem has at least one solution. If you know what your problem is, you can think of solving it. To solve a problem, first you have to define it. If you know what your problem is solved by half it. Then you have to think critically and laterally to find out various solutions to that problem. And finally, considering all the effects, choose the best answer for that problem at that moment. What is the best solution at one point of time may not be the right one on another occasion. If chosen solution is not very effective, think of alternatives. We choose one solution and feel that it is workable now. The same solution may not be useful next time. One particular thing which appears to be a solution for you may not be a solution for others. Like when you go to a doctor with some problem, like cough, cold, fever, headache, motions, something like that. Doctor gives a prescription basing on your age, basing on your blood group, immunity, ability, your physical strength, weight, genetic or diagnosed points. Some dose, some medicine is given. Do you think the same medicine can be used for all other patients having similar problems? In the same dose? No. Medicine is patient specific. In the same way, solution is also individual specific. You cannot club and finally say all problems can be solved by this solution which you found out. No. Now, this is what problem solving is. Now think of one problem that you cannot solve right now and find out answer or solution basing on the steps that we have discussed now. Like I'll give you one problem. You are about to attend your final examinations. On the verge of it, or while you are almost near to take your examination, you met with an accident and you broke your right hand with which you generally write. Now this is a final examination and you are supposed to write those examinations. How do you solve this problem? Write your answers given there in your notebook, and while writing those answers, take all the steps that we have discussed now. What are they? I have just given you 4 questions. What is the problem? What are the causes? What are the possible solutions? What is the best possible solution? This is the point. Now, problem solving is not the only skill that we are going to learn today. we are going to learn one more skill, which is a combination of combination skill with problem solving. What is that? Decision making, taking the wise decision. At the end, you are expected to take a decision. No? There are so many possible solutions workable. Can you try and make an error every time and finally find out a solution? No. You should be in a position to take a wise decision. And how? What is decision making? What is decision and how to make decisions? Decision making and problem solving, they go hand in hand. So, how they go hand in hand, we'll see now. Decision making. A decision is a process involving a decision is a process involving a broad set of skills that incorporate problem solving and choice making to select one of the several already identified options. Shall I repeat? Okay. A decision is a process involving a broad set of skills that incorporate problem solving and choice making to select one of several already identified options. I have already told you there are many workable solutions. Now it is right time and right time to take a right decision to get the right result. Okay. Two gentlemen named Bith and Maron suggested that decision making process includes some basic steps. There are some basic steps in taking a decision. Listing relevant action alternatives, point 1. Second point, identifying possible consequences of those actions. Then assessing the probability of each consequence occurring if the action were already taken. Then fourth, establishing the relative importance, value or utility of each consequence. Then fifth point, integrating these values and probabilities to identify the most attractive course of action. I repeat, first, listing relevant action alternatives. You note down all the important points, important alternatives to reach the solution. Identify possible consequences of each solution. Point 1, this X. Then what are the different possible consequences? If you go by X, then Y. What are the different possible consequences of Y? Z. What are the different consequences of point Z? Then third point is assessing the probability of each consequence occurring. If you take step X, how is it going to result? What is it going to result? What will be the outcome? Likewise, you have to assess the probability. Then fourth point, establish the relative importance of each consequence. What will be the severity or depth or dimension of each consequence? Each consequence has some result. How much? Then fifth, integrating these values and probabilities to identify the most attractive course of action. Identify all those points, take a gist and then analyze all the inputs, take one decision, which may be a combination of X, Y, Z or only X or Y or Z or part of this and part of that. However you make, your decision should be wise. Then, decision making and problem solving go hand in hand. To solve a problem, we have to take right decision after considering a problem from all directions. That includes thinking critically, creatively, and laterally. To think critically is to think logically. If you think critically, it means logically thinking clearly and objectively, approaching an issue from all directions. You cannot take a decision with a bias, with a prejudice, or with kind of preconceived misconceptions. No. You should think rationally, logically. Then there should be only valid arguments but not beliefs. Some follow myths, some follow uh, false information, and some follow their belief. Belief is not the belief is subjective, which blinds our eyes. You should not go by beliefs. You should go by science, scientific approach. That means logical step by step reasoning with clarity without any prejudice towards a person or a thing directs us towards the right solution to a problem. And then comes lateral thinking. In simple terms, it is nothing but thinking out of the box. You should be in a position to think in a different manner, in such a way that nobody might have thought. Such solutions, if you bring out, you become creative geniuses like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or Einstein. They did not think in the same lines as other people did. They thought in a different way, and hence that they became successful. It means thinking in an unusual way nobody has ever thought of. When you think of a solution or solutions for a problem, you must keep in your mind the practicality, legality, ethical implications, and acceptability by the society. This is more important. You think in a critical, logical way, but society may not accept it, you may face difficulties. Your ideas are very interesting, but they are unethical. Then something wrong. So you should not do that way. Now, I'll give you very important pitfalls which you are supposed to be beware of in solving a problem and making decisions. Beware of problem solving and decision making pitfalls. You should be very careful and clear in receiving it. Pitfalls are decision traps generally people face when working to resolve problems and make decisions. There are so many such pitfalls. 1. Failure to utilize a third party facilitator and failure to use a definite process are two important biggest mistakes an organization generally can make. If there is a third party facilitator and if you don't use, then it's a mistake. Failure to use a definite process. There is a definite process which can lead you to good decision or solve a problem. If you don't use it, then it's a pitfall. Jumping in to resolve an issue without giving careful thought how to solve the problem can best be approached is common and often leads to poor problem identification. If you don't give a thought beforehand, if you plunge your head into without taking any rational, logical thinking, then it may lead you to disaster. Being overconfident in what you know or relying on information that is easily obtained instead of doing solid research on an issue is counterproductive. People need to be confident, which is a good symbol, but overconfident or underconfident can destroy the whole issue, especially overconfidence. Many people lost their battle only because of their overconfidence. Trying to apply yesterday's thinking to today's world can also get you in trouble. This is a generation of 3G, 4G, 5G, and if you use outdated technique in the present situation, you may not fit into the current scenario. You need to update, you need to follow the latest. It does not mean that you have to avoid the orthodox or old things. I don't mean to say that. Old principles, old dogmas, theories, all these things, they are framed or formed with a lot of expertise by people of highest degree of experience. They undoubtedly are important, but at the same time, when it comes to the matter of using technology, you need to be you need to follow the latest. Some groups and individuals simply choose to wing it when it comes to solving problems and making decisions. As a result, their decisions and solutions often don't take flight. So, it becomes your responsibility to take wise decisions by using all your wisdom. Knowledge alone will not help you. You need to be wise also. So, you can apply this problem solving techniques and decision making skill and technique in your life every time when there is a problem. People have different tendency every time when they face problem. Some freeze themselves at the sight of it. Some fight. Do you want to freeze yourself or flee from the problem, in the sense run away from the problem, or fight? Only those who fight can achieve and create history. We are in a very crucial juncture of life, facing corona. This is a big problem. But are we running away from the problem or getting worried about the problem? No. We are there to fight the problem by following the directions given by the government, Ministry of Health, and all the other support staff, paramilitary, medical, and all such people. When you follow such people and their decisions, the result is very clearly seen. India is the only country having lowest death rates and less number of cases when compared to other countries. A country having 130 crores of people, when they unite and take right decisions, such a big pandemic also is answered and attended. So, let me tell you in my concluding statement that one need not take problem as a big issue or a problem at all. Instead, think and believe that every problem has a solution and it is solvable. Ask yourself how to solve that problem by the questions that I have already given you. Solve those problems and take right decisions at the right time. An idea can change a life. In the same way, a right decision can change your life. So get a habit of not getting panicked by the problem. Instead, make an exhaustive study of the problem and arrive to a conclusion how to solve it. Take right decision. Instead of when there is a problem, why, instead of thinking, why me? God, why me this problem? Instead you say, God, try me. I am here to face problem, solve the problem, come out of the problem. I have seen many people who enjoy inviting problems. I don't mean to say that you should invite problems. Instead, when there is a problem, instead of getting panicked, be prepared to face. Ultimately, what happens at the most? You come out successfully. If you fail, next time you should be more. You get experience, and with that, you become more cautious and careful in dealing it. So hope that you all would take right decisions and solve all your problems. Thank you very much.